Hey everyone, thanks for visiting us this morning. Josh Mars is here in the Forecast Center about 4:15 a.m. here on Tuesday morning. Just giving you the latest update on what is still Tropical Storm Gordon this morning. You can see making its way through the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico there, and it's located basically just south of the Florida Panhandle, and it does continue. It's basically the movement here to the west-northwest. There have been a few updates to the track from where we left off yesterday, so a few changes, and the track has actually been bumped a little further away from the Arklatex here, but you see that cone of uncertainty, as they still call it, still includes some of our counties there in southern Arkansas and also up through McCurtain County, so it still could wobble here based on some of the forecast updates later on today, but overall the impacts for us have not changed much. We'll still see some rainfall from this, and it is expected to make landfall, you see, probably along the Mississippi coastline, maybe over towards Alabama at some point tonight. Then as we go towards tomorrow morning, it will still be weakening as it's pulled up across northeast Louisiana and southern Arkansas. So probably just turns into an area of low pressure once it makes its way towards the Arklatex. May begin to see some of the outer bands of that bring some rainfall to us, most likely late tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, and then we'll see if we do see a steady rain at all. Probably going to occur during the day on Thursday, and you see that does pull up and away from us as we go through the day Friday, so we'll probably see the rainfall from this taper off as we go through the day. I'll show you one other model animation of that, and you see the red track is the official track from the Hurricane Center, and all of the other tracks there indicate some kind of forecast model, one of the other forecast models, and you see a lot of those tracks are to the north side of where the National Hurricane Center is. So a next update is completely possible this track may shift even further away from us, but either way the Arklatex kind of sits on what we call the weak side of the storm. So if you're south of the track and you're west of the track, typically you don't see the major impacts such as the heavy rain and some of the severe weather that comes with these tropical systems. So it does look like at this point the business end of this storm, if you will probably be headed up towards maybe the Memphis and Little Rock areas. So I think those areas in line for a little more rainfall than what we'll see here, and maybe some of the severe weather effects. Oftentimes you'll see tornado watches with some of the outer bands of these tropical systems. But the way it's looking right now as far as the rainfall totals, and I'll take you through the upcoming weekend. Again, most of this probably falling Thursday, Friday, and there's actually a cold front on the way late this weekend, so that will include some of that rain. But you see the totals relatively modest here in the Arklatex, maybe 1 to 2 inches of rain, and depending on how much that storm wiggles here, we could potentially still see some areas of southern Arkansas closer to the center of the track of the low that pick up maybe 3 to 4 inches of rain, but at this point lakes and rivers and reservoir levels are pretty low here, so we'll easily be able to handle that, and overall pretty much just beneficial rainfall for us here in the Arklatex the way it's looking right now. So we'll show you future cast as far as today, maybe a few pop-up showers. Again, none of that associated with Tropical Storm Gordon, which is likely to become maybe a Category 1 hurricane before it makes landfall later today. And you can see the center of that system making its way up as we go through the day tomorrow, so may begin to feel some of that rainfall across Arkansas, Louisiana late tomorrow morning and during the afternoon. And you see if there are some steady rain bands that begin to make their way in, probably wouldn't be until late in the day tomorrow, and then early in the day on Thursday could be some thunderstorms associated with that as well. But overall you see the Arklatex kind of sitting on the weak side of that storm, so hopefully the impacts for us are minimal, and don't expect much wind with this system. Of course, there will be another intermediate update here coming out at about 7 o'clock this morning, so between 7 and 7:30 I'll bring you another update, but right now for us the news looking pretty good, and a few pop-up showers expected today.